Welcome back, MVI Summer Basketball League. Ashley Jason, Dean Malva here for this one. It is Cedarbrook and Lee Supply in this one. Cedarbrook with the basketball. Shot attempt there, no good, and rebound to Lee Supply. Run down some players as we have the opportunity. Angelina Massey with the drive for Lee Supply there in the green, Cedarbrook in gray jerseys.
Starters tonight, we've got, for Lee Supply, we've got Jasmine Fisher, number 2, number 3, Angelina Massey, number 5, Skylar Still, number 6, Caroline Sommer, and number 8, Casey Batanti. For Cedarbrook, it's going to be number 1, Jocelyn Dawson, number 4, Ellie Snyder, number 6, Katie Hoff, number 7, Mia Johnson, and number 11, Ayana Wade.
Shot from Lee Supply from the outside. It's Jasmine Fisher, rising senior at Woodland Hills, getting things started, making it a 3-0 game. Fisher a standout at Woodland Hills. A tough player as well.
Should be an interesting game. Cedarbrook, of course, 2-0. Lee Supply 0-2. But Cedarbrook without Jasmine Dunn, their point guard today.
Free throw here from Katie Hoff.
And number 1 choice, Alyssa Clutter, also not here tonight.
So both free throws good from Hoff. Make it a 3-2 ball game. Contested ball out here. Some tight defense from Cedarbrook and Mia Johnson of Gateway, but a jump ball call. It'll be Cedarbrook basketball. Excuse me, Lee Supply. That's what I thought the call was, but I saw Cedarbrook head out of bounds. Inbounds comes from Casey Batanti. Into the right side. Driving and putting up a shot. Angelina Massey doesn't go. Player from Ringgold. Hauled down by Elle Snyder of Cedarbrook. Ball goes out of bounds, and it's Lee basketball.
On the flip side, that's easy for you to say. On the flip side, Lee Supply, no Emma Reynolds and no Jenna Dawson and no London Creech tonight. So 2 teams are missing some players that could definitely help them. So it should be interesting.
A 3-2 ball game here in the early going, just 2 minutes off the clock in this, our third and final game of the evening in the MVI Summer Basketball League. Girls League action here, third game for each of these teams. Lee with the basketball right side. Skylar Still drives, changes hands a few times. It's Jasmine Fisher driving in the lane, and she's tripped up. This might be a foul on Johnson, and that's 2 quick fouls on Mia Johnson, the rising junior at Gateway. This will be Lee basketball. Casey Batanti bringing it in from underneath the basket. Still between the circles, top of the key, gives it off left side to Caroline Sommer. Thomas Jefferson. Back to Still. Drives in the lane, pushes it outside. Long range shot doesn't go from Emma Reynolds of Chartiers Valley. Right side. Shot from Ayana Wade from Cedarbrook. Stuck between the iron and the backboard. We'll fish that out. 13-13 to play here in the first half. It's a 3-2 lead for Lee Supply.
Surprised one of the girls didn't come and try and get that ball out themselves with a little jump.
Got to save the energy. It's too early in the game for that. First shot from Cedarbrook doesn't go. Rebound, put back attempt from Elle Snyder doesn't go as well. Be back the other way for Lee Supply. Fisher has to pull up. Nice pass inside to Sommer, doesn't go. Rebound to Cedarbrook and Jocelyn Dawson. junior. And Elizabeth forward. She drives. Hook shot up in the lane. Rebound to Skylar Still. Incoming freshman at West Mifflin. She'll get it quickly up the floor to Jasmine Fisher, who picks up points number 4 and 5. All of the points so far for Lee Supply coming off the hands of Jasmine Fisher. It's a 5-2 ball game.
Seen Fisher play first 2 games of this season, and she plays basketball like some people play football or hockey. She just goes and just barrels her way through, and a lot of times she's able to get a lot of points that way. I think she's averaging 20 so far.
She's a very tough player. I've watched her a little bit at Woodland Hills. They've got very specific role players on that team that they just do their job so well, and that's really her. She's tough. She goes after everything, and it's a 5-4 ball game here. Cedarbrook gets the first field goal of the evening thanks to Clairton freshman Ayanna Wade.
There she goes again. Just didn't get that one to fall.
Wade with the ball left side. Yes, of that long lineage of Wade athletes from Clairton. She's got the ball left side, dribbles towards the top of the key, gets an inside look, turn and fire from Katie Hoff, and it goes. First lead of the game here as Cedarbrook goes up 6-5. 4 points for Katie Hoff so far. Fisher from long range for Lee. It's a jump ball underneath the basket. That'll stay Lee Supply basketball underneath their own hoop. As Jasmine Fisher will take it out. If you ever covered Woodland Hills girls basketball in the last couple of years, you really do have to remember which Jasmine is which, because you mentioned Jasmine Dunn, one of the other players for.
Yes.
So you've got to know which characteristic each player brings, because they're also usually playing against Penn Hill's rival games, and they've got Jasmines over there too. And
Yeah.
they're all super talented and a whole lot of fun to watch, especially in those rival matchups. Under 11 to play here in the first half. Wade with the ball for Cedarbrook. Gets it off to Mia Johnson, and she's fouled, headed to the hoop. It's going to be Caroline Summer.
Hey, knock him down, knock him down, knock him down, knock him
We've talked about in the past the Woodland Hills influence on this league. There's quite a few players from Woodland Hills over here. As I mentioned, London Creech, who's also a Woody Eye girl, and she's not here tonight, so plenty of those Wolverines in this league.
Saw one in the last game as well, Carmen Vasquez, as second free throw from Johnson is good. 7-5 the score. Cedarbrook on top. Blocking foul underneath the basket. That's going to be on Elle Snyder. Shot from the left side from Casey Bettanti from Lee Supply. That'll put the green and gold back in front.
That's what they're going to need. They're going to need to have to knock down these long-range shots. Decided height advantage on Cedarbrook.
Mia Johnson fouled underneath the basket and comes up hobbling a little bit. She'll get the ball inbound to Elle Snyder. Makes a pass to Katie Hoff. It's the basket and the foul. An opportunity to swing the advantage back to Cedarbrook here as they'll retake the lead. Look to complete the old-fashioned three-point play as Hoff has had 4 of the 7 early points. And she finishes it off there. So she's got 7 of 10 here in the early going.
And only 6 for her in game 1 of the season, and she did not play in game 2. So already taking steps forward is Katie Hoff for Cedarbrook.
Lee with the basketball down by 2. 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Fisher pushes to the outside to Bettanti. Her 3 doesn't go. Rebound contested by a handful of Lee players, and Cedarbrook's Lily Kems is checked into the ball game.
Two Lee Supply players look to fight for the ball there for a second, but a foul bails them out. As
Third game, you got to figure out who your teammates are. Still.
well, we've got green and yellow and gray and green. You know, maybe a little confusion there.
Looking at familiar faces. 30-second timeout here for Lee Supply. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. A 10-8 lead for Cedarbrook. Take a moment to mention some of the sponsors that bring you coverage of the MVI Summer Basketball League, like Brian Warnick of State Farm. He's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on home and auto insurance, and that place is State Farm and agent Brian Warnick. He's your go-to agent in the Mon Valley for the service you deserve at the price you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Brian Warnick has you covered. Call 412-668-0111 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm's Brian Warnick is there. Shout out as well to Foster House 2 and the Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural, as well as Perked Up Cafe in Charleroi, sponsors of the MVI Summer Basketball League. Ashley Chase and Dean Delmalva along with you for this one. He'll have the write-up for tomorrow's Mon Valley Independent. Jose Negron and Jeremy Salou with the coverage of the early games. State Farm and AMD in action earlier. Edward Jones picking up the win over Monessen Florist. And in this one, it's Cedarbrook leading Lee Supply just in the early going here, 10-8. Turnover, a traveling call on Lee Supply.
A nice comeback by Moflo. Looked like they were out of it in game 2. Down double digits, 5 minutes to go. Made that a little bit closer than comfort.
Turnover here. Hoff puts it in the hands of Batanti, and she'll turn it right back over. On the floor for Lee Supply, Jasmine Fisher, Casey Batanti, Caroline Summer, Elena Pfeiffer, and someone I'm missing, Skylar Still. Inside look here for Cedarbrook, and 2 points on the board for Elle Snyder, which makes it a 12-8 game.
Nice look inside there and able to cash in close to the basket.
Fisher back the other way for Lee Supply. Her shot off the bottom of the iron. Rebound collected by Katie Hoff. Passed up to Ayanna Wade, 2 of the 5 on the floor here for Cedarbrook. Wade's floater in the lane is good. It's a 12-10 ball game. Jasmine Fisher for 3. 14-11, excuse me, on the scoreboard here.
Lee Supply needed that. Looked like Cedarbrook was about to start to go on a run. 7-0. Hopper there from Fisher. It's Massey, and Massey checks back in. Tatum Olzak also on the floor for Lee Supply. Checking in for Cedarbrook a couple of whistles ago was Haley Johnson, 5'8" from Monessen.
Wade drives right side. Windmill up with the shot, gets 2 on the board. 16-11. Cedarbrook on top.
I don't know, Wade's starting to get into a little bit of a groove out there. Lee Supply needs to put a stop to that unless they want her to take over. She got 6 already.
Fisher set to inbound for Lee Supply. We'll get another quick substitution. Elle Snyder checks out in favor of Mia Johnson. So Mia Johnson and Haley Johnson, unrelated. Mia from Gateway, Haley Johnson from Monessen. Inbounds taken away here. Ayanna Wade comes up with the basketball, quickly pushes it up the floor. Hoff pulls up. Long range 2 off the rim, no good, and the rebound picked up by Angelina Massey. She'll get it off to Fisher. Fisher guarded heavily by Haley Johnson, making it difficult for Fisher. Gets it to Skylar Still. Her shot doesn't go. Rebound, though, stays with Lee Supply. Fisher tracks it down, and her shot off the backboard and good, makes it 16-13.
Looks like you just kind of threw that ball. It wasn't even looking like a shot. It's just like, hey, you know what? Let's just see if this goes in. And it fell.
16-13, Cedarbrook leading Lee. As long as they fall, it doesn't matter how pretty they looked on the way up, does it?
That deuce will not appear picture-wise in the scorebook.
Hoff turns in, fires her shot, partially blocked in the paint by Angelina Massey for Lee Supply. It'll be Lee's basketball. They're down by 3, 7:20 to play in this first half. Some more substitutions checking in. Callie Cunningham of Sarah Catholic on the floor here for Cedarbrook. These El Snyders checked back in. Johnson, and Wade rounding out the rest of that Cedarbrook 5. Jasmine Fisher for Lee Supply. Back between the circles. Gets it right side to Angelina Massey. Shot doesn't go and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll be Cedarbrook basketball.
Johnson and Wade sounds like a lawyer.
Yeah,
somewhere.
As soon as I said it, I was like, wow, call them today.
There she goes.
Wade.
Oh, we got a shin-to-shin contact down there.
Finally, a whistle here. Player's been on the floor for quite a few seconds here, Ziona Wade.
I think
You
ref
mentioned it was just a, I think he was hoping maybe she got up before the ball returned to that end of the floor, but.
I think they were waiting for Cedarbrook to get possession to blow the whistle.
And she took quite the tumble in that collision in the paint. .6:37 to play here in the first half. It's 16-13, Cedarbrook leading Lee Supply.
Yeah, I think it was a little shin-to-shin there, kind of like you usually see like in soccer.
Yeah, that makes my shins hurt just thinking about it. Turnover here from Cedarbrook. Nice defense in the paint from Lee Supply to kind of force that situation. Skylar Still, freshman at West Mifflin, brings the ball up the floor for Lee Supply. Gives it off to Jasmine Fisher. Floater in the lane, rattles off the backside of the iron and goes. It's a 1-point game, 16-15, Lee Supply back within a point. Mia Johnson, heave from the right side is good.
Mia Johnson doing her best Jasmine Fisher impersonation. Just a one-handed throw to the hoop there, and it goes.
Fisher with the basketball, guarded by Johnson. Drives, takes a couple of steps, and that's exactly what the call is there.
(18-15) there.
Yeah,
Score man.
Yeah, they're getting the scoreboard fixed here. 18 for Cedarbrook, 15 for Lee. Other way around on the scoreboard here.
Get off of her, get off of her.
Skylar Still drives.
Oh, nice.
Taken away by Elle Snyder for Cedarbrook. Goes with the left-handed roll off the rim, and they've got a 20-15 lead.
Wait, am I down?
No.
We got it. 20 to
They're not.
15.
It's 20 to 15.
You.
We're getting it fixed on the scoreboard here. There we go. All good on the scoreboard here.
Everybody getting a little excited.
It was like, well, there's a stoppage. Let's just get it all right.
If it's right in the book, it doesn't matter if it's right up on the
Right.
scoreboard. But the fans here and Coach Ward wants it to be right.
Well, and that way, players, when they're looking up, they know the situation. You know, we're not talking about late game here, but we are getting down to the end of the first half.
Yep.
Fisher with the ball left side. Great defense by Cedarbrook, and we're going to get a reaching call here on Callie Cunningham. A nice pressure from Cedarbrook, but just got a little carried away with it.
It's already bonus time for Lee.
Angelina Massey, rising sophomore at Ringgold. First shot takes a high bounce off the iron. Doesn't go, and the rebound in the hands of Elle Snyder, sophomore at Latrobe. Ball batted around. Everybody wants a piece of it, and actually a travel called here as ball picked up by Casey Batanti, senior at Bell Vernon, and timeout called here by Cedarbrook. 4:40 to play here in the first half, full timeout. A 20-15 advantage here for Cedarbrook. Ayanna Wade ready to check back in for Cedarbrook as well, so good to see she's not too banged up.
That's good. We don't want anybody in this league to get hurt.
No. Between, you know, summer commitments, whether it's work, family vacation, you know, summer classes.
My other
Some players
team.
try to knock out college, you know,
Yeah.
college credits or, you know, get ahead in the summer, and all sorts of things that you can do in the summer. AAU as well, always in action, always a factor in the MVI Summer Basketball League. So I've seen a lot of games so far where there's only been 5 or 6 players available.
Yes.
You try to avoid it. There's, you know, an occasional forfeit, but lots of players here for this late game. I've seen a lot of variety. Probably the most variety I've seen in any game we've had so far.
I do believe teams with only 5 players are 1 and 3. And the only reason there's a team that has a win is because the other team only had 5 also.
Yep.
So players, they definitely need to get here if they can. Vacations and, like you said, AAU and other commitments take you away, but it's kind of hurting some of these teams. We'll see what happens.
Well, about that experience you can get in the summer, and long range 2 from the right side from Elle Snyder, Latrobe Wildcats sophomore. I think that's what I love is, you know, seeing these younger players kind of step into those bigger roles.
Yeah.
A little more senior player there in Jasmine Fisher with the miss as Cedarbrook will come back the other way. Driving, getting the shot up is Jocelyn Dawson.
Nice rebound and put back there by Katie Hoff. Getting underneath there, extending this lead to 9.
Yeah, 6-point run for Cedarbrook to push that lead you mentioned to 9. Carolina Summer from the left side. Skylar Still, top of the key, rattles around, doesn't go. Ayanna Wade with the board. 9-point advantage here for Cedarbrook. 3:40 to play in the first half. Dawson from the left side, rebound pulled down by Fisher. She'll protect and keep that possession for Lee Supply. Drives left side, pushes out to Batanti for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound battled for by Wade and Summer. See if that was, I'm going to say last touched by Wade, so it'll be Lee basketball. A couple of quick subs as well as Mia Johnson. Gateway checks back in. Lily Kent, is it Lily Kearns?
Lily Kearns,
Yeah.
yes.
Of Bell Vernon. Looks like chems on my sheet. The ink just ran together.
That's why I like these big letters. I
Yes.
can read them small ones on these other rosters. Make my own so they're nice and big.
Well, I wanted to do that, but I got handed the roster when I got here tonight, so I'm working with what I've got. 3:09 to play here in the first half of this one. Still a 9-point advantage for Cedarbrook, but Lee Supply looking to change that from the free throw line. It's Angelina Massey of Ringgold. That one off the iron, but rebound to Batanti. Bell Vernon player, keeping her green and gold, playing here for Lee Supply. Right side, 3 ball from Caroline Summer. Thomas Jefferson, that is good. Makes it 24-17. There's a long 2 instead of a 3.
Yeah, I think she was just inside the line. Nice freaking move there.
By Jasmine Fisher. Makes it 24-19. So a 5-point ball game here and a little 4-point burst by Lee Supply.
Going to try to take advantage of this and get another defensive stop and try to cut this deficit down a little more. And there's a chance, offensive foul.
Yeah, Jocelyn Dawson taking the feed from Kearns, driving baseline and getting called for that offensive foul. Kind of plowed her way towards the paint there. Substitution as Callie Cunningham checks back in for Jocelyn Dawson. So Fisher still bring the ball up the floor for Lee Supply as Summer, Batanti, and Massey out there as well.
She'll shoot from there.
Fisher goes to still left side. Drives into the paint. Size mismatch up with Mia Johnson. Gets it back to Fisher. Fisher shakes Johnson. Gets it to Still. Cuts baseline. Uses the left hand or right hand from the left side and puts that one off glass and good. Just a 3-point game. 24-21. Cedarbrook on top. Hook shot from Wade doesn't go. Rebound, put back, and a foul. Lily Kearns doing the work underneath the basket, and she will head to the free throw line. Foul called on Angelina Massey.
Nice move out in the top by Fisher. Got around her defender, and then Still just finds the opening, and she gets the feed and the easy layup on the other side.
First free throw from Kearns, no good. Minute 38 to play here in the first half. 3-point lead for Cedarbrook as Kearns, the Bell Vernon junior, looks to extend that lead by 1 from the line. That one bounces high off the iron and falls. 25-21, minute 38 to go here in the first half. Fisher driving for Lee Supply. Dribbles behind the back, pulls out from behind 3, nothing but net from the Woodland Hills senior Jasmine Fisher.
1-point game.
25-24, Cedarbrook on top, and turnover here as Lee gets the ball back. Fisher brings it across midcourt.
It's a 9-1 run.
Still back to Fisher. Has to shake off her defender, drives, and gets tripped up, but it's going to be a travel. It'll be Cedarbrook basketball. Wade will bring the ball up the floor. Minute to go here in the first half of this one. Cedarbrook. Iona Wade directing some traffic. Drives, bounce pass to the right side. Give and go with Haley Johnson. Wade will pull it back out to the perimeter. Guarded by Skylar Still. Rolls off the pick. Throws it down from 3, doesn't go off the backside of the iron. Elle Snyder tracks it down and gets it back to Wade, who hits the floater in the lane. Shakes her head as she shook a defender. 27-24, 3-point lead here for Cedarbrook.
I'm going to hold for 1 here. Just a 3-point game. Got to be happy with that.
Fisher drives off the screen, off the backboard, and keeps it a 1-point game, 27-26. Cedarbrook looking to extend, and they do. A 3 from Iona Wade makes it 30-26 at the halftime horn. So what a finish to the first half as the upcoming Clairton freshman Iona Wade drains the 3 with just about 3 seconds left on the clock there before half. It is 30-26, Cedarbrook on top of Lee. As we head to the halftime, I'll let Dean do a little bit of math while I thank a few of our sponsors, including Foster House 2, Sports Bar and Grill in Bell Vernon, Brian Warnick of State Farm, the Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural in Monongahela, and Perked Up Cafe in Charleroi, home of the Valley Sports Guys podcast. Of course, you can stop by Foster House 2, Sports Bar and Grill in Bell Vernon, serving their famous king sandwiches 7 days a week. They now serve pizza and pizza burgers all day on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They've got 12 ice-cold beers on draft, along with a wide variety of bottled beer, mixed drinks, and frozen margaritas. The perfect atmosphere for enjoying great food and drinks with friends and family, watching all your favorite sporting events on the big screens. Proud to support all of the local sports teams throughout the Mon Valley. That's Foster House 2 in Bell Vernon. Come and see them for a great time today.
Well, Iona Wade, despite leaving the game for a couple of minutes due to an injury, leads Cedarbrook with 11 points. She, of course, made the last 5 for them on a floater and then a three-pointer late. And what a surprise. Jasmine Fisher leading Lee Supply. She has 19 of her team's 26 points. So some ancillary scoring would certainly help them out. Batanti with 3. Let's see here. Sommer with just 2. Schuyler still with 2. Yeah, so in need of some help offensively is Jasmine Fisher, which is not a real big surprise. Like I said, she had 25 game 1 of the year, 15 game 2. So averaging 20, and she's got almost that by halftime.
Yeah, huge chunk, all but 7 of her team's 26 points.
That's like, what, 60-some percent, 70% almost.
Yeah, something like that. Halftime score of this one, 30-26. Cedarbrook with a 4-point lead over Lee Supply.
Looks like we're going to have 3 good ones here on Monday. It's a 3-game week for the girls. Wednesday, we've got the same Lee Supply team in AMD at 6. At 7, Monessen Florist and Cedarbrook. And then at 8, State Farm and Edward Jones. And special Friday presentation. Of course, the girls having to make up for taking last week off due to a bunch of AAU tournaments. Friday, AMD and Edward Jones at 6, Cedarbrook and State Farm. We'll be back together on Friday, Ashley, and for that one, and Lee Supply and Monessen Florist in the capper. So busy week of hoops.
Yeah, I'm excited. Glad to be here for all of that. Of course, we've got boys action on both Tuesday and Thursday night. Mention one more of our sponsors, Perked Up Cafe in Charleroi. They've got La Prima Espresso from a local Pittsburgh area roaster. They've got breakfast, lunch, snacks, pastries, candied bacon, homemade sandwiches, salads, fresh baked oatmeal, and gluten-free options. Wi-Fi on site. Always willing to support the community and give back. Perked Up Cafe, proud sponsor of our Valley Sports Guy podcast and local heights sports in the Mon Valley. Let them know we sent you. Back underway, Cedarbrook. The early opportunity as Elle Snyder fouled heading to the hoop. She'll head to the free throw line instead as we just get underway here in the second half. Cedarbrook leading Lee Supply 30-26. Make it 31, the high arcing free throw from Elle Snyder, the incoming sophomore at Latrobe.
Another powerhouse girls basketball program out there at Latrobe. I think they only lost 1 game in the regular season last year.
You know, they had a heck of a back-and-forth run at McKeesport. Saw a lot of good basketball games last year at McKeesport on both the boys and girls side. It was just a fun place to watch games because there were a lot of good ones. Turnover here by Lee Supply. Going back the other way, Cedarbrook. Mia Johnson was looking for Ayanna Wade, and her pass got deflected right back to her, and she scored. It's 35-26.
That's some good concentration, and here they come again.
Timeout for Lee Supply after another quick basket here from Cedarbrook.
7-0 run to start this second half. In just 56 seconds, they score 7 points. 1 of 2 at the line for Snyder. A putback by Katie Hoff. That wild play by Mia Johnson, and then another putback for Katie Hoff. So getting it done out here quickly here in the second half. Now 9 for Katie Hoff.
So 37-26, an 11-point lead here after this 7-0 run to start the second half for Cedarbrook.
And a quick timeout there by Coach Slager. She needed to get her team to calm down. They were in this one down by only 4 at the half, down by only 1 with basically 4 seconds to go until the three hit by Wade has continued this run. It's now, if you go back to the first half, it's now a 10-0 run.
Lee Supply looking to get on the board, and turnover possible here as Ayanna Wade gets things all tied up. It'll stay Lee Supply basketball as the jump ball call arrow is with Lee Supply. 14:49 on the clock as we're just a minute 11 seconds into the second half. And 11 is the magic number. That's the lead Cedarbrook has here over Lee. Skylar Still drives in the paint, turnover as defense tripped things up. Drive and a basket for Elle Snyder. Her first field goal of the second half. Had a free throw earlier. It's 39-26. Cedarbrook on top, looking to go 3-0 to start the MVISBL season. Left side, long range 2 from Caroline Summer is a miss. And it'll be Cedarbrook basketball here around midcourt. It went out of bounds. 13-point advantage for the gray and green of Cedarbrook.
What a turnaround so far. Of course, this is not the same Cedarbrook team as last year, but I think they only won a game. They've already got 2. Looking for number 3.
Driving right side, Jocelyn Dawson fouled as she headed to the hole. I think that was a foul on Summer, and we'll get a substitute there. I don't know if that was 3 or 4 for Summer. I think just 3. But inbounds here for Cedarbrook. Comes in to Elle Snyder, left side. Bounced high off the iron. Thought it might drop it and give her her own second chance opportunity.
Yeah,
but
right.
tracked down by Cedarbrook. Wade, floater in the lane, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Angelina Massey for Lee Supply. Massey of Ringgold. Jasmine Fisher turns, went to shoot, and just guarded tight by Mia Johnson. She's got the ball now, right side, drives, throws her shot up, doesn't go. Tracked down by Ayanna Wade. Mia Johnson, top of the key, tripped up, and it's a travel. She knew it. There's nowhere to go, though, so not much she could do in that situation.
Right. I think Cedarbrook here is using double team on Fisher, which is probably a smart thing to do because, like I said, they haven't been able to get anybody else really on the scoreboard.
Nice defense here from Mia
Again,
Johnson.
help defense.
Yeah, she managed to escape the screen that Lee Supply tried to set to give Jasmine Fisher the open lane. Didn't play into it and managed to stay tight on D, not pick up a foul. But turnover here from Cedarbrook. Give Lee back the basketball. 13 minutes to play. 39-26. Cedarbrook in the gray on top by 13. Long range shot from Skylar Still doesn't go. Rebound to Cedarbrook.
Big size advantage here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just take her.
Off, guarded tight by Skylar Still, and
nice job.
yeah, great defense on that huge mismatch, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Don't try to say mismatch and mentioned in the same sentence. That was a horrible life choice by me.
Got her to pick up her dribble and then was able to knock the ball out of bounds to get it out of her hands.
Hoff with the ball, left side. Looking inside at Jocelyn Dawson. Spin move, gets into the paint. Hook shot, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Elena Pfeiffer, junior from Sarah Catholic. Gets it into the hands of Fisher. She'll pull up, long 3. Nothing but net from Jasmine Fisher to break a long scoring drought to start this second half for Lee Supply. Fisher with 22 points after that 3.
Yeah, nearly 4 minutes without a basket if you go back to the first half. Definitely needed that. Put the end to a 12-0 run.
Jocelyn Dawson with the ball.
Good
Looking
read.
for Mia Johnson and stepping into steal. Elena Pfeiffer, she drives the length of the floor, goes out of bounds. It'll stay Lee basketball. Good defensive hustle there from Johnson after having the pass picked away from her. She wanted that ball, so she ran down and tried to get it.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get this back, and it was a good job getting up back on defense, like you said.
Pfeiffer had that ball stuffed before she was able to get a shot off. Hoff with a hand on it. They'll say it went out of bounds off of the defenders. Fisher to inbound for Lee Supply, looking for Pfeiffer right under the basket. Pushes it out to Batanti. Her shot doesn't go. Hoff with the rebound, and she'll hand it off to Wade. Liana Wade drives between the circles, goes right side, and offensive foul as drawing the charges. Angelina Massey, rising sophomore at Ringgold. 10-point advantage here for Cedarbrook. After the offensive foul, it's Lee Supply basketball. Skylar Still, West Mifflin freshman, bringing the ball across midcourt. Looks to Woodland Hills' Jasmine Fisher right side. Back to Still. Top of the key, guarded by Ayana Wade. Massey, right side. Gives it off to Still. Drives. Height mismatch again down low, and Still sticks with it. Nice scoop by Batanti. Gets it into the hands of Fisher for two, and back into single digits here. An 8-point lead now for Cedarbrook. Lee trying to close the gap. We'll see if they can get it done on defense this trip down the floor. Wade going to Katie Hoff. She's outside the perimeter, gets to Snyder down on the right side. Her long-range shot doesn't go. Still nearly pulled down the rebound, and a nice move by Katie Hoff. Switches hands, goes left side to get that roll and put 2 more points on the board. Senior from Carlinton, making the trip down from my neck of the woods.
Back in the back to 11 for Hoff now. Joining her teammate Wade in double figures. Again, there's that. Cedarbrook's got a couple of good people who can score, and we haven't seen that additional scorer yet for Lee Supply tonight.
Massey here at the free throw line for Lee Supply. Shot doesn't go. I don't think she got quite the roll off her hand she wanted there. Maybe a little slick. And get that summer sweat on in the gym.
Yeah.
I feel good, but I'm not running.
No.
Just the way I like it.
It's a good thing.
Ayana Wade with the ball for Cedarbrook, and she's fouled heading to the hoop. That'll be on Massey. Send Wade to the line. A 10-point advantage here for Cedarbrook, 41-31, 10:06 on the clock here in the second half. We are, of course, at court time in Elizabeth. Great facility. Looking for exactly what they're called, court time. This is the place to be. Home for all of the MVI Summer Basketball League. Will be a full timeout, I believe taken by Lee. But 42-31 the score after Wade hits the maybe first of free throws.
Yes, still got one more to go here. Gives her 14 in this one. Second half scoring, as we mentioned, it's been a lot of Cedarbrook. Right now outscoring them 12-5 here in the second half. Or should I say they're outscoring Jasmine Fisher 12-5 here in the second half. Fisher with 24 of her team's 31.
Yeah, Katie Hoff has been kind of the driving force for Cedarbrook in this second half. Picked up
Yeah, definitely.
six of the 12 points so far. First 6 minutes here.
Definitely having her presence being felt on the inside is Katie Hoff.
You mentioned the size advantage for Cedarbrook, and even at times feels a little bit bigger than it is. Just no true big for Lee Supply this evening. They do have
And there she is, offensive rebound.
ball back out to Ayanna Wade. Nearly tipped away by Still. Hoff gets a shot up inside, but it's knocked out of bounds by Lee Supply. Will stay Cedarbrook ball. I was going to mention missing for Lee Supply is, I believe, Emma Reynolds, unless she's.
Yeah, no, she's not here tonight. She would be their inside presence.
Yeah, about to be a freshman at Chartiers Valley, is driving back the other way. Angelina Massey has the ball stolen back as her shot was blocked. Miss here by Ayanna Wade. It'll be Lee Supply's basketball. So 42-31, Cedarbrook on top by 11, 9:36 to play here in the second half. Some subs coming at our next stoppage. Still guarded by Wade, goes left, hands off to Fisher, takes the screen, shoots the long ball, comes up short. Rebound pulled down by L. Snyder. Hands it off to Wade, who will bring it up for Cedarbrook. She was left all alone, top of the key, which you don't want to do often, but she did miss. Hoff with the offensive board and the putback for Cedarbrook. And she's well into double digits now, making it 44-31.
Yeah, 13 points. Now for Katie Hoff. Another offensive rebound. And Katie Hoff listed 5'11", the tallest Lee Supply player, I do believe, here tonight is 5'7". So 4 inches or so.
Get a breather for a couple of players for Cedarbrook as Haley Johnson and Lily Kearns check in. Fisher guarded by Mia Johnson. Tries to shake her, she drives, puts a shot up, and it's stripped away by Jocelyn Dawson. And Dawson comes up with the ball now for Cedarbrook as Lee was trying to track it down. Dawson pushes ahead to Mia Johnson, hands it off to Lily Kearns, but a Lee player catches up with her. Bounce pass from Wade to Mia Johnson. Her shot doesn't go, gets a second look at it. Kind of becomes a pass over top of the basket to Haley Johnson. The Monessen sophomore puts it up and in for 2. It's a 15-point lead now for Cedarbrook. Fisher all alone back the other way for 3, and she knocks it down. If you're going to leave her alone, that's exactly what she's going to do. Not afraid to shoot from literally anywhere in the gym, and it's a 12-point ball game.
She's got the green light from, I think, anywhere inside the basketball in the middle of the floor. She can definitely pull trigger from anywhere.
Callie Cunningham, senior for Sarah Catholic, checking in for Cedarbrook. So it's Mia Johnson, Haley Johnson, Ayanna Wade, Callie Cunningham, and Lily Kearns on the floor for Cedarbrook. For Lee Supply, Jasmine Fisher, Angelina Massey, Caroline Summer, Casey Batanti, and Skylar Still. Excuse me, check that. Tatum Olchak checking in for Lee Supply. I think to try and take advantage of some of that height mismatch.
Snyder back in, giving Johnson a break. She's been chasing Jasmine Fisher around quite a bit.
Very much a task. Fisher between the circles and guarded by Snyder. She shoots from way long range, ends up on her seat. Shot doesn't go. It'll be out of bounds off of Lee Supply and Cedarbrook basketball. 46-34, 12-point advantage for Cedarbrook, 7:20 on the clock. Here in the second half, Ayanna Wade comes across, guarded by Batanti. Dribble behind the back and step back, throws the 3 down, and she about stepped Batanti out of the gym. Batanti recovers, gets the ball to Jasmine Fisher, and gives it away, and Fisher will foul.
I don't think Still expected that pass. Fisher was pretty darn close to the basket, probably could have laid it up, but wanted to dish it to her teammate there, and she just didn't expect it.
Yeah, she knew as soon as she let go of that ball, she should have just shot. And then followed it up with the frustration foul. But Fisher, I'm sure, will shake that off.
Iona Wade trying a backwards basket.
Didn't go, still back the other way, and nearly an and one for Skylar Still as she's knocked around underneath the basket. Looking to close the gap to maybe 10 here from the free throw line is Skylar Still. She's just a incoming freshman at West Mifflin, hasn't played a second of varsity or JV time as of yet. So
And she's a good ball handler. She should fare pretty well, getting at least some playing time for her high school team. Varsity team, that is.
certainly has the ability.
And she just was 2 for 2 at the free throw line, which is always a plus in high school.
Has to say something every coach likes to see. So a 10-point ball game here, 46-36, 6:30 to play. Snyder with the ball inside for Cedarbrook. Pulls up just a little short, but a rebound put back for Haley Johnson, the Monessen sophomore, is good. Makes it 48-36, another 12-point advantage for Cedarbrook. Fisher and company looking to get things going offensively here for Lee Supply. Olzak with the basketball. Taken away. Wade slows things down between the circles. Guarded by Fisher, but takes a screen and has to have defenders switch. Batanti on Wade, which is not the matchup Lee Supply would like. Ball goes out to Snyder, who knocks down the three. Long-range bucket for the Wildcat guard. 51-36. 15-point advantage and 5:37 to play as a ball gets knocked out of bounds under the basket. It'll stay Lee basketball, but great defensive hustle there from Cedarbrook.
Yeah, Still was able to beat the defender, but Lily Kearns just kind of stuck her hand out and knocked the ball loose. That was a nice defensive play, good help defense underneath.
We'll have a timeout here by Lee. And it's checking back into the game for Cedarbrook. Will be Jocelyn Dawson. Take a moment to thank the Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural. They're located in Monongahela. They offer several options to help you look and feel your best, from massage and spa treatments to essential oils, CBD, and other healthy living items. Hair, facials, mani-pedis, and reflexology also available. Cheney's Natural carries skincare products by Farmhouse Fresh. Mention Summer Spa for a free upgrade on services. The Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural. Make an appointment online, Cheney'sNatural.com, or call 724-328-2834. That's CHANEYS Natural.com.
Happy birthday, Tanya Cheney.
There you go. Sina, can you take advantage of your own salon and spa on your birthday? Is that like a treat yourself situation? I feel like that's what I would do.
I feel like she works too hard to do that. But I'm sure she had an enjoyable day nonetheless.
5:36 to play in this one. It is 51-36 on the scoreboard. Cedarbrook leading Lee. Shout out to our other sponsors as well that bring you the MVI coverage of the Summer Basketball League, including Perked Up Cafe in Charleroi, Foster House 2 Sports Bar and Grill in Belle Vernon, and Brian Warnick of State Farm. Always supporting the local high school sports scene around the Mon Valley, so we appreciate all that you do to help bring the Summer Basketball League on, as well as all the team sponsors you hear us mention throughout the season as well. Inbound play here, drawn up to get it to Jasmine Fisher, and she's fouled underneath the hoop. She threw that one pretty much into the atmosphere after she got hit, so at least send her to the free throw line with a chance to put 2 on the board with the clock stopped.
You never know with, Jasmine, the way she plays. It's just sometimes maybe she gets the benefit of the doubt on some of them wild shots that she puts up.
And she puts both of those in, 51-38. After the pair of free throws for Fisher, I have her at 24 points, but I could be off. Ball tracked down and stepped out of bounds just by a hair, Lily Kearns. It's
29.
29?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't write down the 3. Shot good for Lee Supply.
I think that was,
Jasmine Fisher.
no, who was that last basket? I think it was Batanti, wasn't it?
Not entirely sure. She was kind of screened. No, it was not Batanti.
Rachel, dear, who hit that last basket?
Was it Batanti?
Okay.
Perfect. Makes it a 51-41 game.
Meanwhile, Dawson using the bank on the free throw. Don't see that too often. Looks like she tried to do it again. Looks like we got a one-on-one
foul
situation.
was called on Cedarbrook and I believe Lily Kearns.
Yeah, she was a little bit overzealous on the rebound there. Tried to go over top of the smaller player.
And that will send Summer to the free throw line. Hits the first. Up and coming sophomore at Thomas Jefferson. Rattles around, doesn't drop, so a 10-point ball game here. So on the floor here for Lee Supply. Fisher, Still, Batanti, Summer, and Pfeiffer. For Cedarbrook, we have Johnson, Snyder, Hoff, Johnson, and Wade as 2 up and in from Hoff. Makes it 54-42.
Katie Hoff was a little bit late on the substitution. She crept out onto the floor. Nobody from Lee Supply saw her, and she was wide open.
She was getting around the screen. She was getting around the screen. She was getting around the screen.
12-point ball game here, 54-42. Cedarbrook on top with 4:39 to play. It'll send Jasmine Fisher to the free throw line. Look, a couple Cedarbrook players might be nearing some foul trouble, but both of those good from Fisher. Keeps it a 10-point ball game.
On top of everything else she does, she makes free throws too.
I think that's something that she's worked on. Be better from the free throw line. Takeaway here by Still for Lee Supply. Stolen back though by Cedarbrook, and Ayanna Wade coming up with it. 4:20 to play in the second half. 54-44 Cedarbrook in the gray. They're on top by 10. And Wade shot from the outside off the iron. Rebound knocked away and pulled down by Pfeiffer. All batted around, and now it's Johnson coming up with it. Jasmine Fisher steals it right back. She's gonna drive, kicks to the right wing, shot for 3, off the iron, no good from Batanti. Cedarbrook will get the rebound. I think Snyder came down with it. Ayanna Wade will slow things down. Cedarbrook wants to spread things around here. Wade drives, comes back outside the perimeter, letting the offense go to work. She's open after a screen, and the 3 doesn't go. Rebound to Lee Supply. Remains a 10-point game, Lee down by 10. Shot heaved up by Fisher, doesn't go. Wade with the rebound. Wade's gotta have a double-double she has been right there on a lot of rebounds as she crashes hard to the basket, finds her way underneath a lot of players. Is drive to the hole by Haley Johnson doesn't go. Rebound picked up by Lee Supply. Quickly up the floor to Jasmine Fisher.
Oh, she
misses
rushed
the
her
bunny.
shot. She rushed it. She had time. She rushed it.
Haley Johnson from the left side with the left hand gets the 2 to go. It's 56-44, back out to a 12-point lead for Cedarbrook. Nice two-hand play there from the Monessen sophomore.
There she is again. Jasmine Fisher, another layup. I think that she is so used to going to the hole and having these hard contested layups that the simple ones are just befuddle her a little bit.
31 points, I believe, for Jasmine Fisher as Lee comes back the other way. Opportunity for Summer, but doesn't go. Cedarbrook basketball, 10-point game, just over 2 minutes to play. And timeout here called for Cedarbrook. Thirty-second timeout.
If I'm Cedarbrook here, I'm just spreading it out and looking for a layup drive. There's no need to be taking any outside shots at this point. Just spread them out. Do a little, what's that, flex offense where they just spread it around, pass it around, look for the easy layup, and call it a day with 2:02 to go.
Yeah, lots of pass looking for the open player, letting them weave. They really could just run weave.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give a shout out to our sponsors, Perked Up Cafe, offering coffee from La Prima Espresso Company, a local Pittsburgh roaster. Serving breakfast, lunch, snacks, pastries, candied bacon, homemade sandwiches, salads, oatmeal, gluten-free options, and more. Perked Up Cafe at 530 McKean Ave in Charleroi. They've got Wi-Fi on site. They're always willing to support the local community and give back. Perked Up Cafe, a proud sponsor of the MVI Valley Sports Guys podcast and local high school sports in the Valley. Let them know the Mon Valley Independent sent you. Thanks also to Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural, Foster House 2 in Bell Vernon, and Brian Warnick of State Farm. Cedarbrook up by 10, 56-46 over Lee Supply. Minute 50 on the clock here in this one. Wade, Dawson, a little give and go, trying to just keep the ball moving, burn some time off the clock, and avoid the fouls. As Lee Supply will try to slow this down. Lee doesn't want to let too much time run off the clock.
Well, Coach Ward must have heard me over here.
A little keep away.
A little pass, a little, milk some clock.
Missed the free throw. Love the vibe from Coach Ward. Snyder just kind of heaved the ball up as she was fouled and it went in, and she wanted that hand one back.
And she did.
It's
more made free throws. How about that?
58-46, a 12-point advantage here for Cedarbrook. Snyder gets him on the board. Bucket back the other way from Angelina Massey. Keeps it that 10-point advantage, but at minute 19 to go.
Lee Supply needs threes, not twos. Can't be trading 2 for 2.
We'll send Ayanna Wade to the free throw line. She's had a terrific night, as has Katie Hoff, and Elle Snyder's fared pretty well for the Cedarbrook squad as well. Missed the second, but tracking down the rebound is Cedarbrook. Hoff gives the ball off to Snyder. Long range shot doesn't go. Rebound picked up by Haley Johnson, taken away here by Jasmine Fisher. She's going one-on-one with Haley Johnson, avoids the play, tries to go up with her left hand, doesn't go, ball goes out of bounds. It's an 11-point ball game here. Good hustle from Cedarbrook defensively, not to let Fisher have anything easy, even in this closing minute with a double-digit lead.
That numbers just missed it.
Clear out.
And she's made plenty of shots tonight for her Lee Supply team.
Going for the steal here. A nice defense from Casey Battanti. Send Wade to the line.
Ooh, they called a foul on that?
I don't think I agreed with that, but I get paid to sit here with the headset on. And I would not trade it for a whistle for the world.
No.
Wade misses the first. .7 seconds on the clock. 11-point advantage, make it 12 as Wade puts the second one away. .12-point advantage here. Lee Supply trying to cut that number down. Shot missed, rebound pulled down by Katie Hoff, who's had a fabulous night. Better second half than first. Nice hustle by Anna Wade to try to save that from going out of bounds. Can't quite get there. It'll be Lee Supply basketball. 26 seconds on the clock.
Here comes the screen. Here comes
16 for Iona Wade.
Switch it. Switch.
Long range shot from Fisher doesn't go. Held on to by Battanti. Gets it to Still, and she's fouled shooting. Because why not, with 11.4 seconds left on the clock.
She's going to get 3.
Yeah, she was way out here. Be a 9-point game if she made all 3, misses the first.
15 for Katie Hoff tonight. She's probably got a double-double.
Still makes the second one.
Rebound.
Misses the third. Rebound to Elle Snyder for Cedarbrook.
Jasmine Fisher with 33 points tonight.
Wade trying to dribble it out and avoid being fouled here, but she will. And she'll head to the free throw line with .7 seconds left on the clock.
No need to foul there. I know she's trying to be aggressive and get the ball.
And Wade will shoot these from the line. Even the officials want to know if they could just call it.
Yeah, you know.
Play it out.
Let's get her scoring numbers up a little more.
If it were tight, you'd play it out, so I don't care what the advantage is, you play it out. Final score, 62-49. Cedarbrook with the win over Lee Supply. Lee'll go to 0-3, and it's a perfect 3-0 mark so far for Cedarbrook. I mentioned 2 of the leading scorers for them, Iona Wade and Katie Hoff. Jasmine Fisher, obvious points leader for Lee. She had a tremendous night, plus 30. I'll let you give us the official numbers after you've checked over the score sheet there. I'll give a final shout out to some of the sponsors that bring you coverage of the Mon Valley Independent Summer Basketball League. Perked Up Cafe on McKean Ave in Charleroi. The Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural in Monongahela. Foster House 2 Sports Bar and Grill in Bell Vernon. And State Farm agent Brian Warnick has you covered. Like a good neighbor, State Farm's Brian Warnick is there all across the Mon Valley for your home and auto insurance. Of course, you can check out stories from all of this evening's action, including the 62-49 win for Cedarbrook over Lee Supply in tomorrow's Mon Valley Independent, monvalleyindependent.com. Make sure you subscribe, check out photos and stories. Earlier action tonight was State Farm and AMD Industries and Monessen Florist and Edward Jones. So coverage from all of tonight's action will be there. Girls action is back on Wednesday and Friday this week. Boys games tomorrow night and Thursday. I'll be here along with Jeremy Salou and Jose Negron tomorrow night for boys league action. Some final scores there, Dean, if you've got them.
Yeah, Jasmine Fisher, of course, led everybody with 33 of her team's 49 points. That's quite astonishing. Ayana Wade, 18 to lead. Cedarbrook, they had 3 in double figures. Katie Hoff with 15, Ellie Snyder with 12. And that's a W for Cedarbrook, 3-0.
So that is how this one wraps up, a 62-49 win for Cedarbrook over Lee Supply. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Perked Up Cafe, the Salon and Spa by Cheney's Natural, Foster House 2, and Brian Warnick of State Farm. For Dean Del Malva, I'm Ashley Chase. Tune in tomorrow night for more Mon Valley Independent Summer Basketball League action. Have a great night, everybody.
See ya.